Hey guys, I am Dr. Deepak Garg and today we will discuss management of malignant melanoma regional disease. So these are the various clinical scenarios that we have seen in our previous videos. Today we will discuss if a patient is presenting with a clinical lymph node positive or a patient with the microscopic satellites in the biopsy specimen, final histopath specimen or in sentinel lymph node biopsy specimen. Then if a patient is presenting to us in the OPD with a suspected malignant melanoma lesion on the extremities and a clinically palpable lymph node or a suspicious lymph node from the imaging investigations, then how should we proceed? Then imaging we should do to evaluate sign and symptom of the patient. We should do the baseline staging. In the baseline staging, we should do the local part cross-section imaging and a nodal basin cross-sectional imaging, or we can directly go for the PET scan with or without MRI brain, and we should send for the BRAF mutation testing. Then we go for the local site biopsy as we have explained earlier, and we go for the core needle or FNAC from the lymph node to confirm the malignancy. Then we go for the wide excision with appropriate margins as we have discussed earlier, and for the lymph node, if they are positive, then we should go for the therapeutic lymph node dissection. Like if in the sentinel lymph node biopsy we have seen, we can observe here, observation is not an option, we should go for therapeutic lymph node dissection because this is a macroscopic disease. And post surgery we should think of the adjuvant options, either systemic therapy or the loco-regional therapy options, or we can just observe the patient. So we will consider the options one by one. Like regarding the therapeutic lymph node dissection, there are the various papers which have shown that in patients with clinically nodes but without distant metastasis, therapeutic lymph node dissection was associated with 5-year survival rate of 30 to 50%. At present, there is no known surgical therapy that has been shown to provide similar results for survival. So there is no doubt that a patient with a positive lymph node, we should directly go for therapeutic lymph node dissection. So post surgery, when we have already done the wide margin local part surgery and we have removed the lymph node dissection, then post surgery, should we go for nodal basin RT or we should just observe the patient after therapeutic lymph node dissection? Then this is the paper phase 3 RCT from 2015, which is showing that they had 250 patients with known metastatic palpable lymph node at diagnosis or an isolated palpable site of the relapse, with inclusion criteria was with LDH less than 1.5 times of the upper limit of the normal, more than equal to 1 parotid lymph node, more than equal to 2 cervical or axillary lymph node, or more than equal to 3 groin lymph nodes, or size of the any of the lymph node more than equal to 3 cm in the neck or more than equal to 4 cm in the axilla or groin, or any of the lymph node had extra capsular extension. Then they included the patient in the study and they found that the local lymph node filled recurrence was significantly lower in adjuvant RT group. So these are all the criteria, they become the criteria for the high risk for the local nodal basin recurrence. And if we give RT in these patients to the nodal basin, then the local recurrence at the nodal basin was significantly reduced according to this study. But RFS and overall survival there was no significant difference. Similarly, this was the paper by Agarwal S et al. From 2009. They had 615 patients and almost similar inclusion criteria, and they found that the regional recurrence in the patients who received adjuvant RT to the nodal basin was significantly lower than observation group. And they concluded that in patients with high risk nodal recurrence, so we have discussed in the criteria, regional recurrence rate was significantly reduced by adjuvant RT. So the conclusion is we can consider adjuvant RT in the patients with high risk for the local recurrence of the lymph nodes. So these are the various papers discussing about the elective pelvic lymph node dissection. So what is elective pelvic lymph node dissection? Guys, like if we have femoroinguinal lymph nodes are positive, then should we go for the iliac or the obturator lymph node, elective lymph node dissection or not. So this doubt arises from these papers when they showed that the probability of clinically occult positive pelvic node is increased when more than equal to 3 inguinofemoral lymph node or when cloquet node is involved. So if more than equal to 3 inguinofemoral lymph node are positive, or when if cloquet lymph node is involved, then should we go for elective pelvic lymph node dissection? Even though from these papers we know there is a probability, high probability of finding a positive lymph node in the iliac and the obturator region. So this is a chart from the NCCN which is showing that if a patient presenting with the more than equal to 3 lymph node positive in the groin, then we should consider elective iliac and the obturator lymph node dissection, but it is category recommendation is 2B, that is low evidence, but they are agreeing that we can go for this. And if the positive cloquet lymph node is there, then iliac and obturator lymph node dissection still may be considered, but not mandatory given in the effectiveness of the modern adjuvant therapy. So if we are planning for the adjuvant therapy, other form of adjuvant therapy, then we may skip the iliac and the obturator lymph node dissection. But there are no strict guidelines for this. We can consider it or we may not consider it. So according to the NCCN, therapeutic iliac and the obturator lymph node dissection may be considered if imaging shows resectable lymphadenopathy. So what kind of systemic therapy should we give in these patients, or we should not consider systemic therapy in these patients? So this is a chart from the NCCN. They say patient with a post wide local excision and therapeutic lymph node dissection, they give category 1 to nivolumab, pembrolizumab, dabrafenib and trametinib. So these are the drugs which can be considered and which should be considered in patients post wide local excision and therapeutic lymph node dissection. So this was our clinical scenario 1. The another scenario is if a patient is presenting to us with the microscopic satellites in the biopsy specimen or in the final histopath specimen in the primary lesion, then it directly becomes stage 3B, as we have seen in our first video on classification. So what are the microsatellites? We have already seen that the tumor nests more than equal to 0.05 millimeter diameter beneath the principal invasive tumor, but separated from it by at least 0.3 mm of the normal tissue, then it is microsatellites. If it come out to be positive in the final histopath or in the biopsy specimen or in the sentinel lymph node biopsy specimen, then how should we proceed? Then imaging should be done only to evaluate the sign and the symptom. Baseline staging should be done in these patients that we have not done in the localized disease, like PET scan we can go, and BRAF mutation testing should be done for the targeted therapy. We should consider sentinel lymph node biopsy in this specimen if it is in the local biopsy specimen, or we should consider delayed sentinel lymph node biopsy if it is in the final histopath specimen. And then we should go for the white excision with the appropriate margins plus sentinel lymph node biopsy. If sentinel lymph node biopsy is positive, then we have seen the treatment in our last videos, and if it is negative, then the treatment should be under a clinical trial, or if our margins are negative, we can just observe the patient. Should we give systemic therapy in these patients? Then this is a chart where observation is also 2A and the systemic therapy is also 2A category as per the NCCN guidelines. So we can observe these patients, or we can give the immunotherapy or the targeted therapies in these patients depending upon their status. Thank you guys. In the next video, we will discuss the metastatic disease and the patients presenting with the clinical satellites or clinical in transit disease. So we will discuss that in the next video. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.